And welcome back to the Murdy Creative Co podcast. I'm your host, Colin Murdy, and today's topic is Retry. But first, I want to say thank you to everyone who's supported the company so far. If you haven't got a chance, go check us out on the web at Murdy Creative Co. That's MURDY creative.co. Or you can check us out on all of our social medias. The links can be found at the top of the website. Also, check out our Discord. The link is in the top of the description below or at the top of the website as well. Sorry for the audio issues last time. I'm trying something a little different. I've turned off anything in the studio that could possibly be transmitting or receiving any signals. I think that that's what was causing the clicking. But we're going to find out. It's entirely possible I was wrong. Furthermore, I'm a little bit curious to see how overall this system sounds. I'm moving a little further away from the microphone, so if it sounds a little different, that's why I'm trying something a little different. I think that will hopefully help and improve the sound quality and solve the issues we were having in the last episode, and I'm sorry for that. So, I've been thinking a lot about our various strategies that we use in marketing to appeal to people, and I've been trying to figure out what of the advertisements that we are running are working and which ones aren't, and why they're running. Now, we have had in the last 4 days, 4 bad days, and they are 20% days, which means that they perform at or around 20% of what we actually need to break even. Now that's difficult. It's difficult to look at those days and go, oof, that's what we're having. Now, the why is a more complicated question, and frankly, a more nuanced question. But the short answer is that the advertisements that we're running are still not out of their learning phase. In fact, we were really close within the last 7-day window before this of hitting the target to get out of the learning phase. And then it missed. It didn't hit the full 50, and so it started over. And I think when it started over, it tried something very, very different and clearly something that didn't work very well. And that's what led to us having those bad days in a row. We are starting to see some slight improvement. But if we don't see a significant improvement in the next day or two, I'm going to try something new. We have had one video that's been a little bit of a standout amongst all of our videos, and that is the one where I am walking through the woods with my number 2, and I sit down on a log and I start writing. Very simple. Story's not very complicated. It doesn't have very much text on it. In fact, I don't think it has any text on it. It is lighter in color, brighter in color, and it has a little bit more of a on-site location, like we've talked about in the last episode, and I think that's part of the reason why it's performing well. But the other thing about it is this: all of the other ads that I had written or that I'd done had a starting shot of the product. It had some text that described what the product was. Then it had a bunch of little shots in between, and then it had an ending shot of the product, and it said, "Get yours at murdycreative.co," right? And they were all descriptions of the product themselves. The design elements can hold X number of pages, is waterproof, is full grain leather, right? It had different various aspects of that. But one of the things that it was really focusing on was demonstrating kind of the product in a inform you about it kind of way. Now, a lot of my ads are designed that way. They're designed as kind of an educational type ad. Now, in marketing school, they talk about the different types of ads: educational, nurturing, right? Aspirational. If you're looking at some of these, educational is designed to improve, explain to your customer what the product is. Most people, don't know right out of the box what your product is unless you're Coca-Cola. The next one is nurturing. The idea is to get the customer, the person watching the advertisement, to think and learn more about the use of your product per se. It's kind of to nurture them along in the relationship. The aspirational one is designed to inspire them to action, right? You want to get them to think not just about the products, about the company or about the thing. You want them to think about their future and what the product can do for them to bring them a brighter future, right? And then the last one is, it's more of like a reminder ad, right? Coca-Cola is a classic example of the reminder ad. They don't need to teach you about their product. You know about their product. They don't need to teach you what their product can do for you. It's not like that. What they need to do is they need to make you think of it. It's the idea of top of mind. They want to bring you back. They want to bring them back, to the top of your mind. So a lot of our advertisements have focused on this kind of educational aspect because we assume, I think rightly so in general, that most people don't know about us. However, we've had millions and millions and millions of impressions over the last 5 years. I should go back and figure out exactly how many million impressions, but we've had a lot of impressions over the last 5 years. We've sold quite a bit of product. So there's a good chance that people are starting to recognize the brand, the product, without us having to tell them about the product. And now we need to move into the aspirational type advertisement, the ones to get you to think, nurturing as well, but the ones that try to get you to think about, how does this product help you? How does this product move your life forward? How does this product get you into a better place? And the good news is I've got a lot of raw content to work with now that I've come up with these 15 ads, right? I have a lot of 1 to 3 second clips. And so there's kind of two aspects to this. Aspect one is if we don't see a significant improvement in the next day or two, I'm going to take the 3 to 7 or the 1 to 3 clips that I have for the 15 videos, and I'm going to restitch them, jumble them up, come up with different configurations, focus on a totally different kind of way of doing it, right? So rather than having the first starting shot, the product name, the last shot, get yours, rather than having all of that, we're going to switch to something that's interesting, fast looking, something that'll catch your attention right off the bat. And we're going to focus on creating a series of ads that have really, really grabby first 1 seconds, because I think that's part of the problem is we're not getting people in the first 1 second. And it's really sad that our advertising has gotten to the point now where it's not, you don't even get 7 seconds of people's attention, you get 1. But that's the world of the fast-moving world we live in. So the first step will be to reconfigure and resort and reorganize some of the content that we already have done to create these new ads that are more flashy in a visual way. And probably those won't have any text on them, my guess is, or very little text, right? I want to see if that is one of the reasons why that one ad of me walking into the woods is doing so well, is because it doesn't have any text over it. So I want to see if these ads without the text do well. And then I want to take either that same content or a variation on that content, and I want to start working on some aspirational advertisements, talking about what journaling can do for you, what writing with your hand can do for you, what changing your organizational structure can do for you, what having quality leather can do for you, right? I want to talk about those various aspects and not focus so much on the technical aspects of the product, but on the overall feeling and inspirational aspect that it can provide, and see if those ads do well. Now, all of this is going to take an enormous amount of work. It's going to be a real pain in the butt, but that's what you got to do, right? We've had several 20% days in a row, and if you can imagine, you can't run a business for very long if you've got 20% days happening day after day after day. Good news is, though, they don't happen that often. They usually don't happen that often. Now, I will admit, the last month and a half, 2 months, like I've talked about several times in the podcast, have been tough. They've not been big seller months, right? So it's not like we've got a lot of extra runway that we can use to deal with the 20% days, but we don't have none. And as Andrew Klavan said, and I don't know if he coined it, but I've just heard him say it a couple of times, and so I always think of him when I say it. Despair is not only a sin, it's bad strategy. So we're going to try something new. We're going to try and retry and try again until we get it right. And I will get it right eventually. Something will spark and something will happen. And it'll work for a couple of months, maybe, if I'm lucky. And then it won't work anymore, and I'll need to come up with something new. Because the world that we live in is a dynamic and ever-changing one, and frankly, I'm happy about that. I'd like it to be dynamic. I'd like us to live in a world that requires a little bit of attention. It's just exhausting from time to time, and when it's not going well, it's going to be a little bit disheartening. But I will not lose heart. And I'm curious. I was talking to my dad the other day when he was up visiting. I said to him, where do you see advertisements? Now, my dad is in his 60s. And is an old school kind of guy, right? He likes to read the physical paper. He is more and more becoming a heavy phone user, I will say. So that would lead to a higher opportunity of using digital media to reach him, right? Rather than just true print media. But I've been thinking about this. One of the challenges is trying to figure out where are people looking these days? What is the place of people's attention? Now, obviously, Facebook and Instagram is one of the elements, but where are the other elements? So my question to you would be to have you think about your day a little bit. Think about when you look at your phone, what you look at on your phone, where you see advertisements. If there's been an advertisement you purchased from because it caught your eye or something like that, where did you see it first, or what happened? How did it get you there, right? Where was the hook that got you? Now, to some extent, it's possible that the answer might be, well, YouTube is where I see things because you're either watching this on YouTube or maybe you're listening to this on your smartphone on your podcast app. But that might be where you found it. And frankly, podcasts might be an advertising strategy we need to be looking more into. I've been less than excited about some of those strategies, partially because it's way too easy to skip advertisements on podcasts. And as an advertiser, I don't want you to skip the advertisement. I want you to listen to it. That's what I'm paying for. So that's a downside to that medium, but I'm curious what you have to say. I'm curious what you think. And if you found the company first and then you found the podcast second, I'm going to be willing to guess that maybe Facebook and Instagram was what brought you to the company in the first place. So I'm curious if there's something else beyond those locations that got your attention. So feel free to mention in the comments below, send us an email, reach out to us. I'd love to hear more from you about that. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Be sure to check back in next Thursday for that next topic. Don't forget to check that subscribe button as well as the notification bell to get notified when we launch new episodes. If you got any questions, concerns, issues at all with your product, please feel free to reach out to us on the main page of our website at murdycreative.co, or you can send us an email, sales@murdycreative.co, sales@murdycreative.co. We'd be happy to answer anything. We'd be happy to talk with you. We want to hear from you if you have issues, especially. We also want to hear from you if you have things that you like about it. So you can give us a phone call at 414-434-9001, or you can text us at that number as well, 414-434-9001. We're available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Central Time. We appreciate you reaching out. We really do. If you think we deserve it, a good review go a long way to help us grow. Check out the reviews at murdycreative.co/reviews, or leave us a review at murdycreative.co/review. Or you can also do it at murdycreative.co/leave-a-review. That'll take you to, right now, it'll take you to Google. However, we often will change where we have that direct to, specifically because we're either trying to improve our SEO on Google or we're trying to improve our Facebook advertising, different things. And the review, wherever you leave it, will help us. So please do leave us a review if you'd like. That does go a long way to help us grow. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your enemies about the company. Get a little something for doing that. Checking out the rewards program in the bottom left-hand corner of the main page of our website. So you go to the bottom left corner, there's a little rewards button. Click on that. You can learn more about the program, and it's great. If you have podcast topics you want to hear more about, send them my way. I'm always happy to talk with you guys about anything, and I want to learn about what you guys want to hear about. So send us an email if you're curious about something. Send us a comment below if you want to reach out. Definitely reach out to us in any way possible. Check out our Discord server. It's a great way to get a hold of us. It's great. So do that, please. If you're looking for multiple binders, journals, folios, accessories, anything we sell for gifts, giveaways, menus, really any reason, check out our bulk discount available on the website. All you need to do is add everything you want to your cart. You can mix and match to your heart's desire. It's purely based off the total cart quantity. And then hit checkout. It'll automatically detect the correct quantity, and it will apply the right bulk discount for that quantity, and you can check out right then and there. If you want to get a little something custom for that, you can go to any of our product listings, the blue button that says Add Custom Engraving. You can click on that button. It'll take you to the custom version of that product. You can select the variation you would like, and then you can click the blue button to launch the customizer. There you can upload images, you can add text, you can add logos, you can resize, rotate, reposition, all that other good stuff. And then you can add to your cart. You don't need to get any. We have no minimum order quantities and no setup fees for custom engraved items. You can get just one of something if you want just one. It's usually a flat fee, about $15. And that's pre-bulk discount. So if, like I talked about with the bulk discounts before, if you want to get a whole bunch of them, just get the one you want engraved, add it to your cart, change the quantity to whatever quantity you'd like, and hit checkout, and it will auto-detect the appropriate quantity and apply the correct discount for that. And that discount does apply to the engraving fee. So check that out. If you have any issues with that, or for whatever reason you don't see that blue button to add custom logo, feel free to send us an email, sales@murdycreative.co, sales@murdycreative.co. We'd be happy to create a mock-up and a custom order link for you to use to check out. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day, and goodbye.